more Final Fantasy 16. In the last episode, we searched for good news anywhere and didn't find any. I looked at the songs. There was a couple I liked, but nothing that I wanted to play during the Hideaway segment. So I guess before we come back here and get rid of those yellow dots, we shall go aid Lubor at Dalamel. I said Delamel in the last episode. Oh shit! Yeah. Looks like a lot of bad shit's happened here, huh? What's going on?
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried? You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago. Any idea where they went? The desert's a big place. Guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns. Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalamil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we can talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
Which makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
I mean, they're definitely within hearing distance.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
That's for sure. Hopefully they don't kick me out of the bar. I like that white dress.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Oh! Stick it to him, dude. Why are you giving me the stink eye, lady?
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos. And the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Cosmos. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies.
Hmm.
But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Why don't we just go take care of the bandits and you can use your fucking money on food and water or whatever? It seems to be the issue.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well,
If it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
a recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients.
There you go,
Unless
second like a
plain
blacksmith.
Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
And us?
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along.
What he means to say is yes.
Thanks, Joe. So what do I just... stand there and look tough?
You're on. Here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canberra to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalam's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
Ouch. Ow. I would have done fine. But Joe always does better. When it comes to words. That I cannot disagree with. Really? They're at the baths? I guess she's of the noble kind.
Something, and we may yet be allowed to keep it.
Yes, but
Ah, here he is now.
No, no.
Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Do I really look like a merchant?
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill.
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Was that bad?
Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I shouldn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly.
I don't look like a merchant, dude.
We shall see what we face.
It's like you presented me as a merchant, and I look nothing like a merchant.
In this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Can to defend what little we have. But I will not see any unnecessary deaths.
Mummy, I'm scared.
I mean, I wouldn't say Conrad seemed quite taken, but he seemed to be believing.
I'm ruined.
Whereas Natalie seems a lot smarter than Conrad.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalimil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
Hell yeah.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalimil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Alright. Well, we don't have to go very far, see? Blind justice, baby.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
You gonna take him? I want you to get him, Jill. Jill. I hope you're getting him. Sir. I hope you like my friends. He's just juggling them.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Good. Oh, that is so good. And Torgal took them both out with one bite. My goodness. Do your down strike. Shit. There's another guy? I mean, I guess there won't be for long, but still. Oh, come on. Fuck off, game. Bullshit. Torgal. $30,000 damage. Hell yeah, get him. Damn it. Oh, jeez. Dorgal, no, what are you doing? Why aren't you on Dorgal? I didn't want to use the stone. I thought I switched back to Torgal.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
Then we should hurry.
Just on the off chance, you know, I have faith. Shake hands.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, comrade. You saved Dalamil.
We all saved Dalamil.
Shake hands.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Come now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I've only destroyed 4 mother crystals. What do you think I do for fun?
friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind to rest.
Oh. And then he's gonna tell me there's a new one.
Was wondering when you turn up. Hellos from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So,
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
Oh, you're just gonna shovel me right on in, aren't you? Yep.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Well,
No wonder he hasn't stirred.
Ultima did that.
I will be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, it was not death who came for me, but another. And it was
Wait.
while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
Why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I am only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. It's you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. Is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
Sorry, inside you.
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find the means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua. Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Camber.
Have we ever been to Camper? I don't think we have.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The City Guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map.
What are you,
Look
Dora?
here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I arrived. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust she'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Is that
My
it?
attendant was with me in the Dominion
That's it.
before I arrived.
That's right.
Tyre's right. Your brother is in no condition to travel. That's all I'll say on the matter. It's Mid, Gav, and your uncle we should be thinking about now.
Alright, Jill's not happy. Gotcha.
What will it be today?
What do you have to say about this, guys? It's not merely the men and women of Listia that have been affected by the imbalance on the Aether.
Then how could it not? But are we any better?
Okay.
I cannot claim.
Alright.
Such are ironic. How may I help you today? I have the details here.
Do you?
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive. You know how I feel about this. But your brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
Bingo. No, there's more hunts? Why? Why are there more hunts? There's one more. Okay, so that's not that bad. There's three. There's 3 hunts on the board. Where was it? Dalmacia, maybe? Because the other ones are in Sambrique and Rosaria. Oh no, so it'd be in Sambrique. Nope, it's also in Dalmacia. So 2 in Dalmacia. South of Tabor, and Vamere, Quiet Sands, and Rosaria. Although some of these have led me astray. Okay, I did not want to talk to you. Shut up.
You off then?
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so.
Hugo's men are gone.
You earned this.
Bloody hide, ability points, still sick. Okay. Amber, no risk, no reward. Talisman of priming.
Come again. I may
The
have
hell?
more for you.
The hell does that even mean? Talisman of priming. Where's the side quest? Does it look like? Oh, it's right there. Not to be outdone. 30 minutes. We'll collect all 3 of these side quests. We'll just go around collecting all the side quests in this episode. Maybe do one if we have the time for it. Okay, what is here? There's no way it's stage replay. Doubt it'd be in arcade mode. Yeah. There's no way it's a weapon. Oh. It's Joshua. Alright. Hell yeah. Our boy gets his new fresh look. Alright, let's go talk to you because you're out of the way. This looks like the little child. Yep.
Is a storm coming soon?
Oh no. It's the tutor. I've never noticed the tutor over here.
Perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try.
Why does her voice sound so
What's gone
familiar?
missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales. The ones she made for her workshop.
Wait,
I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well,
this is Amicia from A Plague
first
Tale.
thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore
Also,
they had nothing to do with their having disappeared,
younger Jill.
which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
And apparently she's doubling up as a tutor.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
But that's definitely Amicia's voice actor from A Plague's Tale. Is the atrium... Yeah. It's the spot that's all the way up there. It's weird seeing her voice an adult, because I've never seen her voice an adult. Because Amicia is not an adult, she's a teen. It's like she's a younger teen in Innocence, and then she's like an older teen in Requiem. And I can't wait for the third game in the series. But and then she voices young Jill, who's probably like a younger teen as well. Probably on par with actually Amicia's age in the first game.
Get us all straight. I'm telling you, I can fix it.
But it is interesting that she's always around Joshua at the beginning, and Joshua is voiced by the guy who voices Hugo. So it's almost like an Easter egg of sorts, pairing them together like that at the beginning. What's up, Scraps? Scamps. Yeah, Scamps is the word.
Sid! Out of your studies, I see. What is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not.
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like
So-
Miss Mididol showed us.
So you dismantled
Miss
it.
Mididol. Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something worked is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Inspect the scales!
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Midadol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I
Surely.
have. Miss Midadol's dungeon is full of them. Most on the floor.
she puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
Not my fault. You should have tried weighing it before lunch.
You know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't
To
for
what?
frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh goods? Don't think you'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
Right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
Just like with Mid.
That's right. We're Miss Midadol's hairs.
Her hairs.
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us
Heirs.
the secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Midadol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Oh no. Oh no. Are they questioning me now? Oh, that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Just the way the boy looked at him as he's walking away, like, what the fuck?
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. It seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
I mean, she
told me it
left.
was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
You've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
They're also questioning me because I didn't know what to do with the gear. I believe my next one was like 11 something, so we're still ways off. Alright, it's time to see what this other bag is about.
The hideaway has lost its appetite.
Stop saying that. It makes me sad. Can I actually? Nope, never mind. It just says read. Goots. It's Goots I need.
What am I gonna do?
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dalimil Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Well, she would. She definitely would.
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
I get no experience for this quest, but I get 35 rep. Alright. What's up?
Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait, what exactly are you getting at?
Can't get one past you.
5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care? But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
What?
Just asking. Out of interest.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating. About you selling weapons to brigands.
His delivery.
And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. No. I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
Yeah, I think it's best I don't talk to Lady Karen for a while, lest I die. Alright, that was for you goods.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. While it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in how bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. Well, that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
I gotta make it up to Lady Karen somehow. 48. Oh boy. Oh no. The game won't let me leave the hideaway unless it's to the new spot. Just like they did before. Oh no. Well, we've got these two to look at. And then the one quest that's over there by the food lady, the alcohol. So we got like a guardian lash? Guardian scarf. Alright. The Guardians are getting along with the Axis fine enough, working to shore up the rest's walls when not clearing out a few threats remaining down in the reeds. Though chances are we'd still be neck deep of Akash had you not given the Horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you've a realm the same and all, but if you've ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask. You have an uncanny talent of showing up where you're most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic, and us but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the Horde now but thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts in putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed while Martha's blood axes can return to defending the Tor. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He is a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking. So as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his squiring under a more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you. Clive, you have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the thralls, but we are neither of us so naive to think that we have seen the end of their like. Good Philippe has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling, but I oft worry the ranks of the captain has begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders. Just as I imagine the same might be said of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hearts and arms remain ever open, as do the Vale's doors. Yep. Martha offers me beer, and Isabel offers me service. The God and League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all to have a sip of our snake spit in relative leisure. For that, I would hazard we have your better half to thank. She put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery? And your projection, and those stiff limbs of yours, and your countenance. Well, and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want to do the name Underhill a disservice now, would we? Fuck. Master Clive, I apologize for the sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there is none other to whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I am wholly unable to perform to his vaulted expectations, namely due to the marked lack of materials aptitude on my part. Huh. To wit, I am but a manservant, not a mercenary, while I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of the manor, to the attending of the bandits in the back alley. I am sorely ill-equipped, if it pleases you, my lord. Prithee come to see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full.
Rutherford was another name of my uncle's manservant. Where would he be at Martha's Rest?
Smooth like butter. It is. I remember him yelling the name Rutherford back in the fucking the cutscene where they reunited. All right. Oh my God! It's another fucking ingredient
You put me in this
fetch.
situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it.
How?
Give me a hand with a recipe.
What?
You sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword.
But how did I get you into this?
Stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Yvonne had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
Alright.
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Yvonne said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
I feel like I'm being blackmailed here. What the fuck? This is my hideaway and I'm being blackmailed? Come on. We'll go talk to him and see what he says.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Lordsman Harpocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Ah, Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chancellor's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water.
Out with it. What the hell are they?
Skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dried livers. Oh, very Sandbrequois.
Oh, that sounds French.
The disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. What about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
You're gonna have to bring that one up with Molly. Oh boy. Well, it didn't automatically start one there. Alright, well, in the next episode, we'll do the very beginning of the quest, considering the game has locked me out of going anywhere that isn't here in the Crojit Echoes. So we'll come to the Crojit Echoes, watch the scene, and then go around finishing the side quests that have popped up around the hideaway. Until then, I hope you have a great day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be. And ta-ta for now.